Hey everyone, Harold Fisher, WHUR News. I am here with former Maryland Congressman John Delaney and current Democratic candidate for president. Mr. Delaney, thank you so much for
It's great
joining
to
me.
be
I
here.
appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Talk to me a little bit about where your campaign is right now. You did not qualify for that last Democratic debate. What's the plan?
The plan is very much Iowa focused. We have a good operation in Iowa. I've been to all 99 counties in Iowa. So my campaign is largely based on the notion that Iowa will do what it always does, which is to send forth some surprises.
Message for Maryland voters who are still trying to make up their minds?
Well, they should elect one of their former members of Congress is a good place to start. Listen, I proudly served Maryland's 6th congressional district for 6 years. I think Marylanders saw up close and personal that I was a principled leader and that I worked on a bipartisan basis. I was the third most bipartisan member of Congress, and my campaign is about real solutions. So Marylanders know that I'm about getting things done. I started 2 businesses in Maryland, created thousands of jobs, then served in the Congress and got things done in Congress. So if they're looking for a solutions-oriented president, which I think we need, they have one right in their backyard available.
What are your thoughts about what is happening on Capitol Hill right now? There were some GOP members of the House that stormed a hearing, a hearing that is behind closed doors right now, having to do with the impeachment inquiry. Can you talk to me a little bit about the current emotional state of what's happening in the House?
It's very charged. I think Speaker Pelosi has played this very smart. She resisted premature efforts to impeach the president, and she was right about that. And she waited for something like what we just saw happening, and that caused her to move forward with impeachment. I completely support that decision. The things that people have to remember, because they look at what happened today, and there's a notion that maybe Republicans weren't in the closed-door session, but they were. The Republican members who were trying to get in were members who were not on the committee that was actually conducting the closed-door session. So I want to make sure your listeners understand this wasn't kind of a thing where there were just Democrats in the room. There were Democrats and Republicans in the room, and it was done in a closed-door, confidential setting, which they have on Capitol Hill, where top-secret meetings, classified meetings occur. And that's the thing that the Republicans.
Is that a stunt, or are you even surprised that with all of the information that seems to be coming out literally day by day, that there are still some people that are supporting the president?
Well, I'm very surprised at that. I think I think what people should be doing is let the House of Representatives do its job. I mean, what Speaker Pelosi launched was an impeachment inquiry. They haven't had a vote on impeachment yet. They're just trying to get the facts. So people should care about the facts. There's enough, in my opinion, flashing red lights, but I even think for most Americans who are Republicans, there should be flashing yellow lights that something happened that we need to get to the bottom of. And the only way you're going to get to the bottom of is by having a process that works, and you can do fact-finding. And that's what every American should be supportive of. And then they can make their determination once they get the facts. But this process right now is about fact-finding.
Also, you're going to Baltimore today to pay your respects to
Friday. Tomorrow I'm going to go to the service on the Hill for Elijah Cummings.
Okay, so your thoughts about Congressman Cummings?
Well, he was an extraordinary leader, and our nation lost a great leader at a time where we need more great leaders. So I think it's a tragedy for the United States of America. Personally, he was my friend. He was a good friend of mine. He was my colleague. You know, I wrote a book last year. He gave me a blurb for the book. We had a very close relationship. He was a leader in every sense of the word. A lot of people are talking about what a great civil rights champion he was, which he was. A lot of people are talking about how great he was as a chairman of the committee, which he was. But the point I always make to people is he was a decent, kind human being. He was really at his core a person who embodied the spirit of generosity towards other human beings. And, you know, he was also had very good relations on both sides of the aisle. Yeah. He was just an extraordinary individual. And it was like a gut punch when I woke up and saw the story, because I knew Elijah was sick, because he had been sick for several years. But to see this happen and us to lose him so prematurely was just a tragedy.
former Maryland Congressman John Delaney, and of course, a Democratic presidential candidate. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And as always, you will see this interview on WHUR.com as well as on the Daily Drum tonight. And as always, I'll see you on the radio.